Good morning. What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful morning it is. So I am crossing over this river and I will be taking a quick right and then walking along it for about a half an hour. And then I get to climb that mountain. A lot of traffic behind me. I just left the quote downtown part of Hot Springs. I don't know that I've actually left the town. There's some residential areas I can see, but for the most part, I'm going to be turning away from the town now and going back into the woods. And I just, there'll be more I want to say once I get going, but I just wanted to say Happy Easter, everyone. Whether you follow Christian faith or not, I'm sure you understand that this day marks the very cornerstone of my faith, and it is the day that represents Jesus conquering death on the cross, and there's promise of eternal life and just every other thing that goes with it in loving and following the Lord. But I just want to say Happy Easter to everyone and show you this gorgeous river that, if there wasn't so much traffic behind me, the water sounds are so beautiful. And you can see in my video, the mayflies, they're all over my face. They just came out. This is all new. Like they just decided to be born this morning or something, because I did not see them yesterday. I think it has a lot to do with the temperature, but they are out in force. So anyway, there's going to be more. I want to bring you up to speed on a lot of things. So I will do that in a bit. But anyway, good morning. Happy Easter. Love to all. So I don't know how well you can hear me over the water, but I figured it's a pretty enough view for my blathering on. A couple things I just wanted to update you, because I realize I say, more on that later, and I never touch on it. A few days ago, I was going to see if there was anything to see with that plane crash site. I did not find anything. I did locate the exact area of the site, but it would have required a ton of bushwhacking. I toyed around. I went down a couple of paths. Nothing was super well worn to say, yeah, this is it. You'll get right there. And I just said, you know what? I could spend all day bushwhacking around and never find it. So I opted not to. There was a piece of airplane debris at the foot of the trail, but I suspect somebody who did go down there and find the site brought it up to kind of mark, hey, if you start here, you're likely to find it, which is what even gave me the idea to try. And in another time, I'd be all over that, but no, I just didn't want to take the time. And I'm glad, because that particular day, I remember I had plans to stop earlier, but then moved on to a much further shelter. And yeah, it would have just gotten me there so late, it would have thwarted my plans. So that was that. And I did see another piece of airplane debris a little further up on the trail. And I suspect, what had happened is somebody was using it as a fire ring. And I thought at first, my first thought was, how insensitive. But then I thought, you know what? Honestly, what good is it doing just rusting away in the woods? Just as well, somebody pulled it up from the crash site and gave it new life. So yeah, there was another piece that was, being used as a fire ring. And then, so today is the 20th. Yeah, happy Easter again. So yesterday was the 19th, and we talked all about Hot Springs, which I walked in with Blazer. Who is Blazer? Blazer I met initially. Oh, here we go. We're going to go up the hill now. I might save the story if I start huffing too much. Blazer hiked the AT in 2013, and now he just comes out and does like week-long sections because he loves it. And I met him first in Fontana Dam, but I moved on. He moved. We just went our We had our own goals, whatever. And then he was at the same shelter as me. Ooh, bug on my finger. About to bite me, darn thing. He was at the same shelter a couple nights ago. So I left first. There was another guy, Sammy, and then Blazer. And we all wanted to get to roughly the same place. Sammy wanted to go all the way to Hot Springs in one go. Sammy is his given name. He didn't have a trail name yet. Blazer and was like good with wherever, actually. Because his plans were, hey, I'm leaving. My car is at Hot Springs, and when I get there, I'm going home. But I really wanted to get to Deer Park Shelter, which was my longest hike to date, and also not only longest, with the most elevation gain. I did over 5,500 feet of gain in that one day. So long and steep, but got me there, so the next day I could get into Hot Springs super early, which is what I wanted, because I had so many things I wanted to do. By the time you're seeing this particular video, you're already going to know, but I stayed up late, very late, getting all my videos done. So we are now up to date. You'll be getting them one at a time. And at least maybe now it's at a place where I can handle, I'm just going to stop here for a minute. You don't need to hear me try and breathe. Where I can manage them more. Now, every time I get to town and Wi-Fi, I will just have to update, that week's worth. So I think it's finally manageable, and you will finally get updates. And what's going to be funny is you're going to have had them all along, wondering is she complaining about? But let me mark it on the calendar. It took me until the 20th to figure out this whole social media vlogging thing. It's just not my generation. I probably could have put my granddaughter on it and had better luck. She's 3. Okay. So when I said yesterday that you were spared all my ramblings, it was because poor Blazer took the hit. He and I hiked together the majority. I left first, but he caught up easily. And then for the most part, we hiked the same pace. We were pretty much together the whole time, chatted a ton, got to Deer Park, crashed there, and honestly, did I even get a picture of the shelter? Who knows? It was a small old shelter. It only slept like 6, but there were only 2 other guys there. They looked like day hikers, and they slept in a tent, whatever. And then we were off the next morning, and as you know, I went to Hot Springs. So there was that. I feel like there's other things that I just let drop and never went back to. But if I remember, I'm good for catching that stuff up. Anyway, so I am heading today, short day. I don't know if I said that, 11 miles. It's just the way that the shelters fall. It makes sense. My ultimate goal will probably be Uncle Johnny's, which is kind of a famous hostel. It was devastated in the hurricanes, and they rebuilt it. It's in Irwin. So perhaps that will be my goal. I don't know how many days. I have it plotted out, but I change things, It depends on how I'm feeling, when I get how early I start, whatever. So all that could change. But that is probably the next time I'll see Wi-Fi and electricity. So, so 11 miles today. It's a tiny shelter. It's an old shelter. I suspect a lot of people will be heading there. So I should get my butt moving. If I want to stay in the shelter, there's always the tent. And, people, there's the bubble, right? People who study the AT know what I'm talking about. The bubble. It means that there is a lot of people in my very general area, all striving to get to the same shelters, the same hostels, the same. So you really have to fight for space sometimes. What's funny is I've been told I'm in a bubble. I see a lot of the same faces constantly, and yet I have not had to fight for space. Now, the place I stayed last night was sold out as of that day, but I had called the morning before and made a reservation, which they took. Some don't. Like Standing Bear doesn't take a reservation, it's walk-in. So that was good. I had a spot, and I had that great room. Oh, I felt so spoiled. And what else? I wanted to say something else about that. The bubble. Oh, heck, I don't remember. Anyway. Oh, Joe. Because there's going to be a picture in yesterday's, and you're going to be like, who's that guy? Actually, there's going to be a couple of pictures. Yeah, there's some updates. So, Joe, whose trail name may change. Right now it's M, as in Mary, M-T-H. He's a math teacher, and it was a play on the nth degree, like N-T-H, but it was nth. But I don't know that people are quite getting it, so he said something yesterday that could probably change it or something. But he is 70. He's got like rebuilt legs, other health issues, and he's out doing it. He's the guy who's doing the smart hike with Warren Doyle. So Warren, I saw at Newfound Gap. He was waiting for Joe to show up, and he thought that I would not see Joe again. And yet I saw Joe looking for dinner last night in, on the strip there, Hot Springs. So I said, we need a picture. I said, we're practically family by now, Joe. We've crossed paths so many times. So that is probably one of the last pictures that I had in yesterday's video. But anyway, really nice guy. And then Rhodey. Rhodey was the guy who actually gave me my trail name. And he's the one that thought lips would be more appropriate, but okay, so love you, Rowdy. He was slack packing one day, and this is going back a few days. I don't even remember what day, but I threw his picture in because we took a picture because it was cool. He was going southbound because he was slack packing. Have I explained slack packing? Slack packing is when someone holds all your heaviest gear. You just take the minimum, and then they drive you out, say 20 miles, to a 20-mile point on the trail, and you hike back to your stuff light, right? So you're ultra light because you don't have any of your life-saving stuff. You just have the basics. And then the next day, they'll drive you back to that point. So you've done it, you've just done it in the reverse order. And it also requires a 2-night stay at a hostel, but you know what? If I can get an easy 20 or 30 even, who knows? That might be worth it. I was joking with everybody about slack packing that I am going to save my slack packing budget because it costs money, obviously. These people have to earn a living. They can't just drive you all over creation for nothing. I said I'm going to save my slack packing budget for the White Mountains because I know what I'm in for. Anyway, okay. I think I've said enough for right now. There'll be loads more. Poor you. I'm all alone again right now. I will bump into somebody, and then they will spare you the brain dump. But anyway, okay. Again, happy Easter. It couldn't be a more beautiful day. Oh, I'm so blessed to be out here, loving every second of it. So I wanted to show you something. Now, this is how I always understood it. I noticed sometimes the blazes don't exactly tell the same story as they do at home. But this is what I have always understood, and maybe it'll help you in the woods. See how there's the 2 white blazes, right? That means something's changing. It's an alert. Could be a turn. In this case, do you see there's another trail here, right? So, ooh, which one do I take? Yeah, but the tree seems to be like it right in the middle. So what do I do? They've made it pretty clear, so I wasn't actually that confused. But for the sake of maybe sharing something you didn't know, See how the two white blazes one on top of another, right? Do you see how the top is more to the right? That is the indicator, how I always understood it, that you take the trail that the top blaze is leaning toward. So in this case, top blaze is to the right. I'm going to take the trail to the right. Now, just to make sure I wasn't doing anything wrong, we've got this, which is pretty darn clear, but we also have that, an orange blaze, to coordinate with this sign. So if I wanted to go to Lover's Leap Lookout, I would go that way. I do not. I'm going to go right, and I am going to get to the top where I want to take a quick video of the looking down at the city because it looks pretty fabulous. I startled this little guy this morning. Hey cutie, good morning. How are you? Yep, you blend right in. I don't see you. I will not capture you and eat you. Don't you worry. Your camouflage is doing its job. Hey, have a good day. Be safe. Hey, so I'm finally going downhill a bit. Although I have to say, as far as climbs go, it was kind of nice. I mean, it wasn't wicked steep, so that made it pleasant. There were a lot of switchbacks. The views were gorgeous. So yeah, as far as climbs go, it wasn't so bad. But now I am going back down. I just want to close the loop on a couple of things I realized, because if you are watching these videos, suffering through these videos, in order to get information for future through hike, like I did a lot of this. Sometimes just it was playing in the background as I was working at my desk, waiting for buzzwords or things to say, oh, I want to make a mental note of that. The resupply. I never got back to you on the resupply. So obviously this is marking today. This is, 2025, April of 2025, this information works. I suspect that town of Hot Springs will continue to rebuild and things may change. As of April 2025, I probably should have started, not probably, should have definitely started at the Hillbilly Grocery. They had more hiker-centric food. I went to the Dollar General, as you know, first. It's okay. I actually got, I was able to resupply with Good Eating for the next 5 days between the two stores. And only one thing did I go, oh shoot, I wish I had waited and gotten this type of thing at the Hillbilly Market, only because it was macaroni and cheese. And Hillbilly Market had Annie's. Dollar General had Kraft. You can guess which one I prefer. And somebody had told me, I haven't tried it, because I was completely convinced that pasta takes too long. But Lauren, another thru hiker I met, the one we stayed in the shelter during the tornado, hurricane, whatever it was, rainstorm, she said that if you just boil the pasta for 2 minutes and then let it sit off the heat and steam for, I don't remember, so I think maybe 5 or 6. She said it cooks nice. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to try it. And there wasn't much else to choose from as far as like what I want to / willing to eat. So I got, like I said, I was going to, give it a whirl with the Kraft. And then when I saw Annie's, I'm like, but you know what? It's heavy. Kraft actually is like 7.5 ounces. The Annie's was 6. I really do wish I waited, but that's good. And I got bars. I got more, Cliff bars. I did finally grab some hard candies because my throat's been dry. I think that might be seasonal allergies. So, anywho, that is that. I would say that if things don't change a lot, which who knows, I would say start at the Hillbilly Market and then go to the Dollar General. And yeah, they did. Like our Dollar Generals, I don't think have this much groceries. Although I don't know, like who knows? But they're definitely trying to draw in hikers. So now let's circle back to the pizza last night. Ooh, so good. Bit of a pizza snob. Brick oven is my favorite. I think it might just be everybody's. And it was brick oven. It was absolutely fabulous. Oh my goodness. It was worth waiting for. So as much as I've been craving pizza, it was absolutely worth waiting for. So it's vinyl pizza. So the two sizes, one is like, think of a record. Yes, I know you young people. What's a record? If you think of a 45, that's one size. Although it's a little bit bigger than an actual 45 was. And then then the larger size is an album. I think it's 14 inch and 16 inch, I think. Anyway, I had the smaller one, of course, and I got sausage mushroom with jalapenos, and it was to die for. I mean, so good. I ate the whole thing, even every bite of crust. I ate the whole darn thing. And that was after a mammoth breakfast. Like, my gosh, you know what? I probably could have stopped at half the pizza, but why? Why? I need the calories, and I figured I'll eat all these calories and maybe they will go into tomorrow's workout, right? Tomorrow's hike, because while I'm here, I'll gorge on the good food. So that's what I did. And what was I going to say? Oh, I have no idea. But anyway, it was outstanding. Oh, my breakfast yesterday. So I didn't get 3 eggs, which was fine because it seemed like my eyes were too big for my stomach, even with the hiker hunger. I ended up getting a special they had, which was 2 pancakes, 2 eggs, a piece of sausage. And I ate every last bit of it. And sadly, I mean, I'm humiliated by the amount of syrup I used. I have a sweet tooth. I think it's more than a sweet tooth. I have sugar. Oh, I like sugar. So I'm very self-controlled about sugar normally. I don't just cave to sugar whenever I want. I am very specific, or at least I try to be, blah, blah, blah. I'll tell you, I will often tell people, this is my relationship with sugar. I'll stop in a cafe, to buy coffee. I drink black coffee. I will stop in the cafe. And while I'm waiting in line, they have that bakery section with the, behind the glass case and all those amazing looking bakery goods, right? I will look at them longingly, and then I will take a deep inhale and smell all their beautiful bakery goodness. And then I will lick the glass case and order only my black coffee and leave. Okay, so I do not lick the glass case, but I'm almost at that point, just to get as close to that yumminess as possible without actually indulging. But then on another time, I will say, nope, today is the day. I am eating a cupcake with as much buttercream frosting as they can pile on top. Okay. Anyway, so yesterday, because calories on the trail seem to they're fleeting, you shove them all in and then you're starving a short while later. But, my gosh, what I'm burning in a day, especially on the days I do 20 miles or whatever. I mean, yeah. So, I had those pancakes and I put a humiliating amount of butter on them, first of all. And then when I saw the bottle of syrup, because it was full when they put it on the table, and I looked at it, I was like, okay, we need to leave quick before they put my face with this bottle. Anyway, it was delicious. Sorry, just was. Don't do that often. Don't ever do it. Don't ever do it, my gosh. But I will do what I want on the trail, and you'll just be okay with it. No. Anyway. All right, so that's all I wanted to say about that. And when there's more to report, you know that I will. Okay, bye, guys. These trees are kind of cool. So skinny and tall. stop for a second and show you. Anyway, I'm on a dirt road now. Oh, no, that's right, huh? Maybe I should check my blazes.